What is up, world? This is Kimberly and Connor Tracy over here at Big Red SEO. How are you?
Hey, guys.
Hi! We hope you guys are having a great week so far. This is our Friday week recap, and we've got some cool stuff to talk about today, which we get so geeked out on. Our subject today and our theme is keyword research. And believe it or not, in the time that we've been running this gig, there's a lot of individuals that kind of have this like craving to want to do this task on its own. So when Connor and I were like doing creative strategy ideas of what we can bring to you guys to help, just in some mentorship and some guidance, it came down to keyword research. It's one of Connor's favorite things to do.
I wouldn't say the favorite thing to do, but...
And so like he has this ability to go and find all this research details, and we're not expecting you guys to be like his level, his calibration, but he can take 75,000 keywords and trim it all the way down to 50 to 25, like targeted keywords that are going to get you traffic equal to conversions, get you ranked for the top positions. And it's less about the keywords that you think are popular, and it's more about the proactive keywords that people are already searching for.
Right.
So let's take a step back, all the way back, in case you're brand new to SEO, right? So Connor, what is keyword research?
In nuts and bolts terms, it's the words that people are going to use when they try to find your business on Google or on Yahoo or Bing or whatever search engine, DuckDuckGo. So basically, the keyword research is finding out what words people are searching for, what kind of volume there is, and then is it worth your time to actually go after those phrases?
Yeah.
There's a lot of tools online, and you can do keyword research, and it gives what the volume is. If you're looking for carpet cleaning, and it says there's 17 million searches a month for carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
Well, there's not 17 million in Omaha, and there's certainly not 17 million in Ralston, which is an even smaller little area. So the keyword research, anyway, we break down what it is from a national level, what it is from a local level, and how or if your business can rank for it, what the competition looks like. I mean, that's a big part of it, is competition.
Yeah. So in the realm of business, because you not only have worked for Big Red SEO, right? This guy actually formerly owned a web hosting company, and keyword research and SEO was one of the ways that he went against, and not even against, he was able to be in the same playground as those web hosting companies that have tons of commercials and race cars and all that stuff. And the key area for him was the SEO aspect. And so with that, why is keyword research important for a business in general if they're doing any type of marketing?
You have to know where your clients are. I mean, if you do any kind of business, you've got some sort of market research to figure out who your ideal client is.
Right.
And then in the online world, and especially as it's picked up in the last 20 years,
right,
the keyword research is what shows a lot of that. Even if you're doing Google ads, you have to know what phrases to go after. So one of the control panels we used to use in web hosting was called cPanel.
Yeah.
So we wanted to dominate the top spots for cPanel hosting. And we did. We were number 3 and number 4 nationally. We were the top 10 in the entire world.
Yeah.
So we did outrank some of those big guys, and it really came down to what kind of clients we were looking for. Now, we weren't going after build a website. It wasn't a brand new client, somebody that knew nothing about anything. We were going specifically after people that were familiar with that control panel.
Yeah.
Because they were web designers or developers, which then meant that our support level, our technical support, would be less of a load on our end because they somewhat have an idea of what they're doing.
Absolutely. And if I could correct that, also not correct, add, you wanted those that developed because they more than likely had 10, 15, 50, 100 clients, and they brought all their services onto their dedicated server too. So you wound up getting even more machines that they wound up purchasing. And like you said yourself, it just to bring in the story, it's also because they had a technical skill to do it themselves. So it wasn't like somebody brand new to web hosting, I don't know what that is, I need help.
Right. We still had the issues of, how do I set up my email, or how do I get this to work on a phone or whatever. So we still had those technical issues that we had to deal with. with.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most of the people that we were talking to, and of course we offered live chat, it was 24 hours a day live chat.
Yeah.
We were one of the first hosts to do that.
Sure.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
But the ability was that when we say, hey, just, go to a browser, type this in, then go here.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the deer in headlights look of, oh, wait, what browser? I just clicked the AOL and that is my browser.
Right.
Nobody, that's not your browser.
It's not your browser at all. Not your browser at all. Okay, so really quickly to bring all this back in, guys, the thing is the keyword research can allow you not only to get traffic to your website, right? It's almost guaranteed traffic if you can get the top rankings. And what I mean by that is, it's not guaranteed as in you can force somebody to come to your website, but the data that Google provides, it's not like made up data. It actually does a trend that you can take from a 12-month time frame all the way back to years time frame, and you can see the ebb and flow of the keyword research, the behaviors, and so forth. Mm-hmm. So a couple of things with this specifically. Keyword research helps you be able to attract your ideal client quick and fast. So like say that you've got a specific client and a specific service that you wish to grow in your business, you can hone in and actually become the industry leader. And what I mean by that is you provide knowledge, you provide data, you're ranking for these keywords, you become the industry leader, and then people naturally want to pick up the phone and call you because everywhere they're searching, when they're searching for the subject, you are there. So just take a moment to realize how powerful that is. SEO in general, everybody's using it. They just don't realize it. The reason why we take the guessing out of the whole situation with utilizing the keyword research is why not give the map to the client and help them get results right out the gate? And I can confidently say that every single client that is invested in keyword research with us to scrub it clean and get them in, they have gotten their return of investment tenfold, if not 100-fold. And the reason for that is they're focused in their marketing. They know who they're going after. They know what content to create. They know what frequently asked questions to provide on their website. It's stuff that all snaps together. But to take the sales hat off just for a second, because I want all y'all to hire us. We're really good at what we do. Mm-hmm. The whole intention of this episode is DIY. So if you're doing it yourself, if that makes sense. So Conor, as we know with data, because this guy, when he does keyword research, just so you guys know him if you've never met him, he requires a cigar. Oh. He requires a bottle of whiskey somewhere within his vicinity.
I don't drink the entire bottle. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd love to sit down and drink a bottle, but I don't recall if I've ever done that in my life.
Yeah.
But no, it does require a cigar. It requires a glass of whiskey or a beer of some sort, and usually requires music.
Yeah.
Now, that could be my speakers going, or it could be me with a headset. And then depending on what I'm researching, this is the crazy thing, depending what I'm researching or depending on the phase of the research I'm in, it could be heavy metal, it could be classic rock, it could be movie themes, it could be rap, or 90s rap or whatnot. So there's definitely different phases of the keyword research, and they require a totally different side of my brain, and the music then goes along with that. So
well, and the other thing too, okay, so to back it all in, if you guys are doing keyword research on your own, there's a couple little tips and tricks for you. So one, if you start to do this, ensure you find a reliable tool. There is a lot of softwares, portals, apps, different stuff that says that they're like keyword research tools. We're not here to say that they're not, but the thing is
they're
like,
not.
Right? The thing is there's a lot of people that hear these key terms and they're like, oh, well, everybody else is doing it and they're making a lot of money, so let me do it as well. And kind of what they do is they take like some of the Google information and then they make it really complicated. And if you don't really know what you're doing, you're going to wind up in the middle of a thick forest with no map and you can't see the sky to know where the moon's located, right?
Yeah. And even with that, online, you can do a search. Let's say you're a dentist.
Yeah.
And you're looking for keywords for a dentist.
Yeah.
And that is the search. Ideal keywords for a dentist. And there are SEO companies that will put a list up of, let's say, your top 50 words. You have to have these on your website. And it's dentist near me, and so forth. And they are right in that those words should be on your website, but they're not necessarily right in that those words should be your target phrases.
Right.
because there are always variations in there.
Right.
But there are lists out there. So you can start with those lists when you're doing keyword research. You can start with those lists, but really start with common sense.
Right.
You know, start with what do you believe your customers are searching for?
Right.
And what is the service you offer? And then look at competitors and then figure out what they're doing and review it with a grain of salt. Don't copy them because you're wanting to do better.
This, guys, I need you guys to just listen to this. If you wind up going to a competitor's website or a peer, we have a lot of clients that prefer the word peer, peers' websites, and you see that they're utilizing keywords, that does not mean that those keywords are actually working. This is like one thing that when we mentor and coach people, it's the very first thing that we clear up. And here's how the conversation happens. We'll get a contact up. I've applied all this time and all this marketing, and I went out to my competitors' websites, peer websites, and I copied the content, but I made it my own duplicate, and I'm still not getting traffic. It's because the keyword research was not created and or done. And so we actually had a local chiropractor here in Omaha that was on the street of Omaha and Ralston, and he wanted to be ranked #1 for Ralston. We honored it, but I had to have a tough conversation with him to be like, hey, bud, you're technically going to be Omaha in less than 60 days, and going after Ralston is not the ideal market. Here's the reason why. There was only 8 searches per month in Ralston within a 4-month time frame of 12-month year. Yep. So think about this. At the end of the day, he was only going to get 24 visits potentially if he was ranked #1. When we showed him these stats, right, his heart did drop for a second, and I said, hey, don't worry about it. We'll rank you #1 for Ralston, but let's also like use this strategy and use this tactic as well. So there are going to be keywords as Conor goes through it. One of the questions that you're really good at with asking clients is, what are those ego keywords that you want to be ranked and you want to dominate for? And then he peels back the layer and shows them the data of traffic, and then he gives them the option. Do you want to continue forward with your ego? We're happy to do it. It's going to cost you some time and an investment. But in addition, if we do ego, we're also going to do it our way so we can get them the traffic and get them the conversions. Because if there's no traffic and no conversions, we're out of a job, right? Like that's the end of the day. The return of investment's not going to be there.
Right.
So make sure that you actually pay attention really close to the softwares and the tools that you utilize, but you have an awesome screenshot, correct? Of a tool you use?
I don't actually have a screenshot.
Oh, you don't? You didn't have the image?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got a full working model.
Oh, you do? Do you have a surprise? Oh, goodness. What kind of surprise do you have?
Okay. Well, do you want to rip into that right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't know if this changed over, so you'll have to have a look here on the screen.
Yeah,
we've got a little delay with our video, but basically the website is run by a marketing guy called Neil Patel, and Neil, he knows what he's doing.
It's there.
He has gone out and he has purchased other places, and basically. What he's done, he's purchased other tools. So one of the tools that he purchased was a place called Uber Suggest. And Uber Suggest was a paid service. He purchased it and then he released it for free, therefore driving all sorts of extra marketing to his website, and people will hire him then to do other things.
Right.
And I mean, this wasn't cheap. We're talking millions of dollars is what he spent, and that's okay. You want me back over here?
Yep.
There we go. I'm back on the picture again.
He'll provide the links after.
I will provide links, but one of the things, and I was going to run the demo through there to show what was going on.
Yep, we just got to realize you were going to do a Facebook Live for next week or a YouTube video, so you can do that.
I'm going to run a full rundown of things, but I didn't know if you wanted to show any results.
We've got a bunch of cool stuff to share in addition to
Kim said no. So here's the deal. All right, so I'll make the deal with you, and here, we'll throw this up here. So, of course, that's our Facebook page and our Twitter. But if you go to YouTube, youtube.com/Big Red SEO, on there, click subscribe. And when I release the video, which will be done here this week, you will get an alert, and you can then preview the tool, how I use the tool. Of course, you can go there and play with it yourself, but you can see how I use that particular tool. I have other tools that I use, but this is a free one that you can use. There are no limitations on it, and I'll give you a walk down on what's going on.
Cool. So the thing is again, recap, guys, if you have a software out there, just make sure that it's actually a valid software. Don't get lost in all the data, because it's easy to do that and not get on with the goal that you have, which is to narrow down anywhere between 10 to 20 optimal keywords. You can have as many as you want, guys, but remember, it's got to be about laser focus. Like, tackle a handful and then get them ranked, tackle more, get them ranked, tackle more. Really quickly, so if you are going to do keyword research by yourself, a couple tips we have recommended for you. Ensure that you have time chunks broken out for you to do this. We by no means recommend doing a 4 to 6 hour, I'm going to do keyword research and do it all. Your eyes are more likely to go crossed. We've had multiple people call us to say, hey, I really had an appreciation for you before, but now that I've done it myself or tried, I have an even more appreciation, right?
Or just even from the results that come out.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about keyword research and any kind of marketing that's done in general is that you don't rely on just one single tool. Because there are multiple tools out there that get different information from different things. One of the other places that I use all the time is Google Ads. Now, if you're paying for Google Ads and you're at a right threshold, you can get extra data from Google. And as an agency, we get extra data. So we're able to drill things down a little bit better. But Google's keyword research tool is okay. They are going to skew some of the numbers for you, and that's just what it is.
And they also hide a little bit of data, so just know that as well. They're not going to give you this stuff. They're going to give you... So Google's tools are really cool, but they're huge. So you have to know where you're going, why you're going, where you're going. And I would say 75%, if not 80%, is not needed. It's for the tech like this guy that's like, I'm going to go and customize the portal and do all these things because I have clients that I take care of that wants customized reports. So a really healthy cue for you guys is time chunk, and then do the keyword research in sections. So maybe you go out and you figure out whatever service you want to do or whatever industry you're in, narrow those keyword lists down, then go do another chunk, narrow it down, go to the another chunk, narrow it down. Ensure that you are actually not disturbed, right? So that's the other thing too, is when you're looking at this data, and put your feelings in a box and don't get sad or happy or frustrated or confused. Just realize you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and you're going to have to get started. That rolls into the next thing for us. Numbers are fun, but if you actually don't have an action plan to apply those keywords that you found awesome traffic, it's going to do absolutely no good, right? So determine what your keywords are. Ensure, this is a really quick, brief breakdown. Ensure that they're in your website, right? Make sure they're in your website content. Do not keyword stuff. Do not try to hide text by doing the text white on a white background. All of that's old school shit that's going to get you penalized it's going to hurt you. So instead, utilize this data and create value added information. We have previous episodes before about how you can create frequently asked questions, blog articles, create customized landing pages based on the services and the keywords. There's a couple techniques that we help mentor people through. So if you need subjects and ideas for content and blog articles, we're here. We do consulting where if somebody wants to DIY, they can. Or if you don't want to mess with any of it, because we do realize time is a valuable, hire us. It's okay to ask for help, right? The other part too is once you get through where you start tracking this, and you might actually want them to do this before, make sure Google Analytics is installed in your website
first.
Right? So we recommend doing that before you do the research, but some people prefer to do the research and then do it. But before your fingers actually get into your website and you modify content, install the Google Analytics, and then within the Google Analytics, put a tracker that you actually edited the content. So if you see a blimp, and they offer for you to edit that, where you can put a little timeline into your analytics grid. You can say updated 3 pages of content. What pages were they? Make sure that you track what you're changing so you know, does it work or does it not?
Right. Everything that you do on a website should be tracked. If you change the position of a button, if you change the color, if you made the button square instead of round, all those things, you should have an Excel file with everything done on every single page and when it was done. So that when you then look at the data and you go back, you can see, all right, this had an impact awesome. Let me go ahead and repeat that on these other pages.
Right.
And when you're doing the keyword research, just to touch back a little bit on that,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a dentist, we'll go back with the dentist thing. So yeah, there's keyword research for the dentist, but really hone in on what particular services it is that you want to offer. Is it root canal? Because that's a different set of keyword research for root canal. Is it just regular cleanings? Then you do research for that. So just searching for dentist and doing research based on that doesn't normally produce the results.
Right.
You have to get a little bit more granular with your information.
Right.
And at the same time, don't go through there and say, well, I offer these 12 services. Let me go ahead and do keyword research for that. No. Pick one, start with that. You're going to implement 1, 2, or 3, but start small and then build up.
The thing is you do want to make sure that you have a plan that you can activate consistently, right? Like, do start with one service if you can. Again, if you need help or you just have the scratch itch, you can hire us. We can teach you how to do certain things, keep you accountable. So we're really good at keeping DIYers, people that want to do it themselves, accountable and getting the stuff done and chunking it. So really quickly, because we want to value your guys' time, a couple other things. Determine on a consistent level every quarter, what could you do to enhance these keywords more? So again, you're going to be doing activities, if not weekly, maybe a couple every 2 to 3 days, going in and modifying a website, adding more content and all that stuff. But determine for yourself what tasks you can perform and time block those tasks so it actually happens and it stays consistent. You can train the search engines to come back to your website as often as you want. And in the SEO process, there's multiple areas, but one of the areas that's been so consistent and so powerful is content creation, right? Those that actually invest in it with us, they see the results and they grow by leaps and bounds. Like we had one client, they were ranking for like 12 keywords. We went and did a full massive website design. It was huge. And then we did all the content, then gave us free reign. And they're like 498 keywords now that they're ranked for.
They're actually at 700 now.
Yeah, within like a 60-day time frame, right? And all the difference is that they tried to do it themselves, right? Which is, there's nothing wrong with that. We get it. They tried to do it themselves. They kind of missed the boat. We gave them some guidance. They couldn't keep up consistent. So it went years and years and years of pain and frustration of them trying to figure it out. And then finally they handed us the keys and they got the results. So,
and when we say that there was, the 500 or the 700 where they're at right now, not all of those keywords are actually producing traffic. They're not all producing the correct
Some of them
marketing.
are actually keywords. Yeah.
But the way that the keywords work, especially when you're doing the content, is that some keywords help boost other keywords. Yeah. So when we track and we look at, how many phrases something is ranking for, not all of that is traffic that you would actually go out and pay for. But those phrases help reinforce other things. And that's where Google looks at. Yeah. Google wants to find out everything about your website. What topic? Yeah. They're wanting to see everything about it. Yep. Not just, I'm a dentist. Yeah. They want to see all the other stuff. Yeah.
So thank you everybody for tuning in so far. So excited to have you guys here. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to our area. Really quickly to recap, as you guys know, it comes down to look at the data, right? If you want your website and your online presence to grow where you can actually get money in the bank and conversions, this is a really important key step. So figure out how to do it yourself, utilize the software. As Conor said, he's going to be doing a small mini tutorial on a software that we found that's very intuitive. It's not actually the software we use for clients. Ours is a huge engine of a beast, but we're able to handle it because we have the skill behind it. But it's a really good break off, get started. So you can actually go to our Facebook, subscribe to our page, and go to the YouTube, which will provide the link. Yep. If you want us to take a peek at your website just to see, hey, where are you at SEO wise? If you're tuning into this video specifically, we'll put a link down at the bottom where you can actually get an audit. Typically our audits are $200, but if you do actually watch these weekly recaps, and you mentioned that you watched whatever episode it is, we're going to give it to you for $79. So what that includes is we look at your website, we hop on the phone with you for 15 minutes, tell you what we see, give you a little bit of nuggets of things you could apply immediately, and then just determine what is the best next step for you. Is it to utilize a resource like us? Is it to have us mentor and coach and keep you going down the path of growing your online presence?
Mm-hmm.
Or are the changes that we give within that 15 minutes enough to give you a head start and then you hit the ground running? So if you're interested, we'll put the link down there here shortly. Feel free to let us know that you watched the video, and we're excited to hear from you. So in the meantime, have a great weekend.
That's it? We're done?
We'll see you soon. Yeah,
Holy
it's
crap.
all done. All
Holy
done.
crap.
Enjoy it. If you have any questions, put a comment down in the comments. We'll pop in. Connor will add a couple other links in there. Yeah. He did the social media. We have Facebook. We have YouTube. We have Twitter. We're all around,
The
guys.
YouTube is the biggie. If you go to YouTube and then click subscribe on our channel, that's the one that's going to do it. So.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. And thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.
All right, guys. Have a great day now.